Hi there, I'm your quiz master, Alicia, and I have another 100 questions for you. Some may feel easy, others might leave you guessing, but that's all part of the fun. Welcome to quiz time. What range divides northern and southern India? The Western Ghats, the Himalayas, the Vindhya Range. The Vindhya Range. How long did the Byzantine Empire last? About 1100 years, 600 years, 1400 years. About 1100 years. How many times a day does lightning strike the Earth? 8 to 10 million per day, 6 to 7 million per day, 13 to 15 million per day, 8 to 10 million per day. What was George Orwell's real name? Eric Arthur Blair, John Orwell, Arthur George. Eric Arthur Blair. How many movies has the Wilhelm scream sound effect been used in? Over 50 movies? Over 250 movies? Over 400 movies? Over 400 movies. What name did the Beatles originally use? The Fab Four? The Quarrymen? Johnny and the Moondogs? The Quarrymen. What is Frida Kahlo known for painting? Historical battles, still life, self-portraits. Self-portraits. How much could the floppy disk store? 100 MB, 1.44 MB, 500 KB. $1.44 MB. What does Worcestershire sauce contain? Anchovies, chocolate, almonds, anchovies. What Japanese god is Susanoo? God of storms and the sea, god of the moon, god of architecture, or agriculture. God of storms and the sea. What do penguins propose with? Seaweed, pebbles, fish, pebbles. What is the most common letter in English? A, E, I, E. How long did the Cold War last? About 50 years? About 30 years? About 45 years? About 45 years. What are Saturn's rings made of? Ice and rock? Gas? Dust? Ice and rock. What is the body's largest organ? Liver, heart, Skin, skin. What was the first video uploaded to YouTube called? My first video, me at the zoo, the zoo trip, me at the zoo. What was the first publicly traded company? Dutch East India Company, Hudson's Bay Company, British East India Company, Dutch East India Company. Who holds the single-season home run record? Babe Ruth, Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds, Barry Bonds. What are Japanese bullet trains called? Narita Express, Hayabusa, Shinkansen, Shinkansen. What colors were carrots originally? Purple, yellow, red, purple. What is the basketball court outside the U.S. Supreme Court called? Supreme Court Slam, Judges Court, the highest court in the land, the highest court in the land. When did the Sydney Opera House first open? 1973, 1974, 1975, 1973. Where was Amazon founded? New York, Seattle, Los Angeles, Seattle. How old was Taylor Swift when she wrote her first song? 13, 12, 11, 12. What was aspirin created from? Ginger root, cocoa beans, willow bark, willow bark. What is Mars known as? The red planet, the gas giant, the ice planet, the red planet. Who was the first president to be impeached? Richard Nixon, Bill Clinton, Andrew Johnson, Andrew Johnson. What language is emoji from? Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Japanese. What is a narwhal's tusk? Horn, antler, teeth, teeth. Tiamat is from what culture? Mesopotamia, Greek, Egyptian, Mesopotamian. What was ketchup originally sold as? Salad dressing, sweet syrup, medicine, medicine. What did Google begin as? A research project, an online store, a social network, a research project. What logo did Salvador Dali design? Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Chupa Chups, Chupa Chups. How old was Tiger Woods when he won his first Masters? 21, 19, 22, 21. Who invented the saxophone? Johann Sebastian Bach, Antonio Stradivari, Adolphe Sax, Adolphe Sax. What is the longest film ever made called? La Fleur, Ambiance, Logistics, Logistics. What was the only K-pop group to perform in North Korea? Red Velvet, BTS, aespa, Red Velvet. What is the most common type of manufactured glass? Soda lime glass, sea glass, lead crystal glass, soda lime glass. What treaty divided the New World between Spain and Portugal? Treaty of Tordesillas, Treaty of Paris, Treaty of Versailles, Treaty of Tordesillas. What country has more lakes than the rest of the world combined? United States, Canada, Russia, Canada. What continent is the only one in all four hemispheres? Africa, Asia, South America, Africa. When was the samurai class abolished in Japan? 1603, 1868, 1877, 1877. How long can a cockroach hold its breath? Around 40 minutes, around 30 minutes, around 20 minutes, around 40 minutes. How many poems did Emily Dickinson publish during her lifetime? 50, 25, 10, 10. What was Netflix originally? A DVD rental service, A movie production company, a social network, a DVD rental service. How did ABBA get their names? From their manager's name, from the first letters of their first names, from a Swedish town. From the first letters of their first names. How fast can Formula One cars reach? About 300 kilometers per hour, about 370 kilometers per hour, about 200 kilometers per hour. About 370 kilometers per hour. How long did it take to finish the Sistine Chapel? 3 years, 4 years, 1 year, 4 years. What was the first domain name? Google.com, Microsoft.com, Symbolics.com, Symbolics.com. What is the world's hottest chili pepper? Pepper X, Ghost Pepper, Carolina Reaper, Pepper X. How long does it take to grow pineapples? 2 to 3 years, 1 to 2 years, 5 months, 2 to 3 years. Who did Beowulf fight? Grendel, Hrothgar, Fenrir, Grendel. How long can the Greenland shark live? 500 years, 100 years, 800 years, 500 years. What is the most recognized word globally? Hello? Yes? Okay? Okay. What is considered the birthplace of democracy? Carthage, Tunisia, Athens, Greece, Rome, Italy, Athens, Greece. How does Uranus rotate? Backwards, on its side, upright like Earth. On its side. What does the appendix do? Digests food, stores fat, helps with immune function. Helps with immune function. What was Mickey Mouse's original name? Morty Mouse, Mickey Muzzle, Mortimer Mouse, Mortimer Mouse. Where does Nike's name come from? The founder's nickname, the Greek goddess of victory, a city in Greece. The Greek goddess of victory. What are female ninja called? Kunoichi, Hime ninja, shinobi, kunoichi. What can sea cucumbers do as a defense? Change color, detach their tails, eject their internal organs. Eject their internal organs. Where is the world's largest religious monument located? Mecca, Saudi Arabia, Vatican City, Italy, Angkor Wat, Cambodia. Angkor Wat, Cambodia. What triggered World War I? The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the sinking of the Lusitania, the invasion of Poland. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. What was the world's first recorded economic bubble? The South Sea bubble, the Mississippi bubble, the Tulip Mania. The Tulip Mania. Who was originally wanted for The Matrix? Tom Cruise, Will Smith, Brad Pitt, Will Smith. What year was the stethoscope invented? 1780, 1835, 1816. 1816. A year on Neptune lasts how many Earth years? 84 Earth years, 165 Earth years, 100 Earth years. 165 Earth years. How old must someone be to run for president? 35, 30, 40, 35. The longest place name in the world is located where? New Zealand, Wales, Iceland, New Zealand. What is the kakapo? A type of lizard, a small mammal, a flightless parrot, a flightless parrot. What is a Japanese fox spirit called? Tengu, Oni, Kitsune, Kitsune. Why is the durian fruit banned in many places? Because of its strong odor, because it's poisonous, because it attracts dangerous animals, because of its strong odor. How much did the first 1 gigabyte hard drive weigh? Over 300 pounds? Over 200 pounds? Over 500 pounds? Over 500 pounds. How old are the earliest cave paintings? About 40,000 years old, 100,000 years old, 10,000 years old? About 40,000 years old. What was Muhammad Ali's birth name? Michael Clay, Lewis Clay, Cassius Clay, Cassius Clay. How many instruments did Prince play on his debut album? 23, 21, 27, 27. How old was Orson Welles when he directed Citizen Kane? 28, 25, 30, 25. The Red Wedding in Game of Thrones was based on what? The War of the Roses, the Glencoe Massacre, the Black Dinner of 1440 in Scotland, the Black Dinner of 1440 in Scotland. What is the heaviest occurring element? Platinum, uranium, osmium, uranium. Where is the world's driest place? Atacama Desert, Chile, Sahara Desert, Africa, Gobi Desert, Mongolia, Atacama Desert, Chile. What is the border between Egypt and Sudan called? Sinai Peninsula, Nile border, Halab Triangle, Halab Triangle. What was the first city to reach 1 million inhabitants? Rome, Athens, Babylon, Rome. When was the ozone layer discovered? 1913, 1925, 1895, 1913. Who was the first poet to win a Pulitzer Prize posthumously? Emily Dickinson, Robert Frost, Sylvia Plath, Sylvia Plath. How many viewers was the moon landing broadcast live to? About 100 million? About 600 million? About 200 million? About 600 million. What was Bob Marley buried with? Gold chain, a microphone, his guitar, his guitar. Who was the first international soccer match between Scotland and England, Germany and France, Brazil and Argentina, Scotland and England? What are the most stolen artworks in history? Sculptures, photographs, paintings, paintings. What does CAPTCHA stand for? Completely automated public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart, computer automated public test for humans, completely automated program to check humans. Completely automated public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart. Who discovered coffee in Ethiopia? Ibn Battuta, Rumi, Kaldi, Kaldi. What is Fenrir? A giant wolf in Norse mythology? A dragon? A sea serpent? A giant wolf in Norse mythology. What is the giraffe's closest relative? Camel, okapi, deer, okapi. What language does the word zero come from? Arabic, Latin, Greek, Arabic. What was Germany's government after World War I? Third Reich, Holy Roman Empire, Weimar Republic, Weimar Republic. What are exoplanets? Planets outside our solar system, planets inside the asteroid belt, planets that orbit the sun, planets outside our solar system. What is scurvy caused by? Vitamin C deficiency, protein deficiency, vitamin D deficiency, vitamin C deficiency. What was the original name of the girl group Spice Girls? Wannabes, Girl Power, Touch, Touch. Who is the richest person in all of history? Mansa Musa, Jeff Bezos, John D. Rockefeller, Mansa Musa. What is the lowest lying country? The Maldives, Belgium, Denmark, Maldives. Last question. Why was the Guinness World Records book started? To settle pub arguments? To promote the Guinness brand? To record historical events? To settle pub arguments. Thanks for playing along with Quiz Time. I hope you had a blast and maybe even jogged a few fun memories. If you enjoyed this quiz, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to click the bell so you'll be the first to know when a new quiz drops. Share your score in the comments below, and we'll see you next time for some more fun trivia.